What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Gridiron Insight. I'm your host, Marcus Dick, and that is Mikhail Stephen. What's going on, Mikhail?
What's going on, man? It's Thursday night.
Thursday night, man. Thursday night is, a lot of football to talk about, a lot of things going on in the silk. But before we get this show started, man, this show today is going to be brought to you by Champ Pro Sports. Let our team build your team. Go over there and holler at the guys at Champ Pro Sport. They'll hook you up from Pee Wee all the way to college. They got everything from baseball, football, hockey, whatever you need. Champ Pro, they'll hook you up. Appreciate them, and they're gonna be doing a lot more for us in the near future. But go over there, go to the website, look up Champ Pro Sports, give them a holler. We appreciate that. So, Mikhail, man, I'm telling you, it's a few kids in our viewing area, Mikhail, that man has really changed the landscape of college football. And one of them is the top wide receiver, one of the top wide receivers in the country, the top kid in the state, if you ask me, Caleb Cunningham, flipping from Alabama to Ole Miss. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, all I can say is strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah.
Ole Miss with the signature win. Hey, he was on campus. The excitement was there. They play great defense. You got a few guys that's going to the league that play wide receiver for Ole Miss, and Caleb feels like he could be one of those guys. So I can see why he made that flip, and he has an opportunity to stay at home and play in front of his hometown folks.
Yes. And I think, Bama was hot when the season first started. They got a couple losses. I think he was looking at what the freshman that they have right now, what he's doing. I think he, thought, hey, I can come in and do the same thing. But right now, if you look at it, Ole Miss is on the same playing field, although Alabama doesn't play Ole Miss this year. But the signature win over Georgia and him being there, man, that was another level. And he got a chance to witness the excitement that happened, Saturday night, man. So, hey, I understand the flip. I think it was everybody kind of knew it was coming. Of course, Ole Miss not holding back on the pocketbook either, man. So, I imagine that had a little bit to do with it, but I don't think it had everything to do with it. I think the direction that Ole Miss is going, I think intrigued him with Trey Harris and Juice Wells, potentially being, first two rounders. I think that weighed heavy on his decision.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, they got some outstanding wide receivers in waiting. Aiden
Yes.
Williams, you
Yes.
know, who's probably projected to start next year. You got Caleb Cunningham that could possibly come in and make some noise. The future is looking bright. And, after seeing the freshman quarterback come in for Dart, that was something
Oh
to
man.
see. So, they
Caleb.
loaded up. But I was most impressed with the defense and how the DBs and how they played in the trenches. That was the most impressive thing to me because that's what it takes to beat a Georgia. You got to be able to get in them trenches and you got to brawl with those guys. And they outplayed them. Simple as that.
Man, you got to look at this. They went to the trenches when it came to the portal and getting guys like Walter Nolan, that could play anywhere, who will probably be a first round draft pick. They went and got guys on the offensive line. Um, the Joe Moore Award winning offensive tackle from Washington. So man, they put the work in and they put the money up to get those kids, man. And they got them in this. Everybody was a little skeptical when they lost to Kentucky, but maybe it just took a little bit of You know,
Well,
it was
that's
yelling or something
SEC football though. You
like that.
know, you go, you know, that's just SEC football. If you're not ready, you can be beat.
Yeah. Any
Alabama
day.
went and lost to Vanderbilt, so you you know. But
Definitely.
the thing
Definitely.
that I think Ole Miss has to take advantage of is the signature win and what it can do for your high school recruiting.
Yeah. And
Now,
it seems like Lane is doing more in the high school realm than he has done in the last 2 years because I think he, saying, okay, I know I'm gonna need these guys. I don't know if the portal is going to be very good every year for me to go in and build a team. So he said, okay, while I'm on top, I need to get some of these top guys that can play now. Lane is not looking for development of kids. If he's a freshman that can play now, he's gonna try to get it, especially
oh,
because Lane is
absolutely.
just said,
Well, that's how you sustain competing at the level that they're competing at right now. You
yeah,
got to go get top-notch kids out of high school who are ready to play, not developmental kids that are ready to play. And that's the only way you compete with the Alabamas and the Georgias and the
yeah.
Ohio States of the world. You know,
Well, you got
um,
you
that
got
was
this
true.
kid that you got this kid. What's the kid name that came in Saturday? Austin
The
Simmons.
quarterback.
Is it Austin Simmons? What's his name?
You talking about the quarterback, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's him.
So Walker Howard, he'll be in the portal. He'll be in the portal. You know, and man, right now they got their number. They got their number one. I think Lane will go get another portal guy to compete with this guy. In the
hmm
spring, and he'll have a strong number one, number two, just like he has right now. Because I'm telling you, this kid came in and gave them a spark.
Oh man, he lit it up. I mean, there was no drop off whatsoever, and he
Mm-mm,
made key throws.
mm-mm,
You know, he went
none
5 for 6
whatsoever.
for 64 yards. He
Big
was
boy.
hot. You know, you can't beat that. And he averaged 10 yards a play. So he gave them the spark they needed, gave Dart a chance to get himself together. And hey, they went out there and they played ball.
Yeah. So, you know, that's pretty much the scenario, man. Everybody kind of knew that was going to happen. Let's flip over to the other school in Mississippi, the other P4 school in Mississippi, which is Mississippi State. And let's talk about KaMario Taylor getting an offer from Georgia. How much does this change things at Mississippi State?
Well, again, at Mississippi State is what they need to decide on the pocketbook. They got to use it. It is just
Yeah,
that simple. And you know what I'm seeing is the talent in Mississippi is healthy. That's why Georgia's making offers. That's why you see Alabama and LSU lurking. You know, it's up to Ole Miss and Mississippi State to retain these kids and fight your turf because they're lurking, and we know they will come in and they will get some of the top notch kids. So it's 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 about the money at the end of the day. And then, it's about, fit. Can a kid like K1 go over to Georgia and fit in their type of locker room? Does he fit in that type of culture? You know, and what kind of culture does Mississippi State have that he can identify with? So
well, I
it's
mean, yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think State is a perfect fit for him, but I think it's bad timing with the quarterback they have right now. If that kid wasn't solidifying himself as the starter, then I would say, man, all in Mississippi State. And State fans don't get mad at me. This just an opinion that I'm giving. Now you got Georgia come in and say, hey man, we want you. What I'm thinking about right now in my mind, K1 is not the type of quarterback they're used to having. So it seems like
no.
Georgia finna do something different. they got to have a playmaker nowadays. Well, they didn't have to have a playmaker at quarterback. As long as he could throw to the open guy, they had a run game and they had receivers. Nowadays, in this SEC, you got to also have a playmaker. If the play breaks down, he got to be able to make something out of it. And that their last few quarterbacks, Georgia had, they weren't that type of guys.
Right.
So with this offer, this is kind of going away from what Kirby normally, wants as a quarterback. So I'm saying to myself, okay, if I'm this kid, I'm saying, look, man, okay, I got Mississippi State. I love my hometown. My uncle played here, and I know the people here want me here, but I got an opportunity to play at Georgia. You understand what I'm saying? I got an opportunity to play Georgia and be the quarterback for the Georgia Bulldogs.
That's a lot. That's truly a lot. But at the end of the day, the kid clearly wants to win. Georgia is a place where you are in contention to be in the playoffs soon as you get there. But the real question is this: will he play at Georgia, or is this Georgia stockpiling talent?
No, I think he's going to play because they don't recruit that type of quarterback.
And that's what I'm saying. They've had opportunities to have kids that can go. And just like this upcoming weekend, you got Juju Lewis, who's reportedly, getting back out there. That he may decommit from USC. You may see him at a Colorado.
He's going to Colorado, bro.
You may see him at Georgia. He's going to be at Georgia this weekend. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I'll say Colorado and then Georgia because he wants the fame. He likes the lights, But nevertheless, I digress. And one more kid in the state that we definitely need to talk about. What we need to talk about this kid. But before we go any further, you guys, y'all listening, hit that like button, subscribe for it. That'll help us out a whole lot. And you know who that kid is. Deuce Knight. Deuce Knight flipped from Notre Dame to Auburn. Did he flip too soon?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know what his financial situation is with him and his family, but
I think they're upper middle class family.
To me, and it's just me speaking, Auburn is not the most attractive place. They're struggling currently. They're in a rebuild. Notre Dame is on the verge of being in the playoffs. They're going to compete every year. You're going to play everybody. And you're going to be in some big-time games. Auburn.
So let me ask you this. You think he flipped to play early? Or did you think he flipped because, hey, I got a chance to do something for my family, and I'm going to take that opportunity?
He may very well have done that. And let's just be honest, Auburn's not that far away.
No,
Notre Dame is up here.
Oh, it's home. It's home. It's home.
Yeah.
It's home.
And they can play a big part.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just throwing out scenarios. I'm not
and he may want to be a part of this rebuild. He may want to be the guy that's responsible for the rebuild at all.
Well, here's the deal, man. His free's gonna be there. This is his third year? Or second year?
This is second year.
But he has went backwards. I understand you get in the program, you going forward, or some different things happen. Man, I'm talking about you have injuries. None of that. It's just they're playing like crap. I think he needs to hand over the offensive play calling to someone else. I think he needs to hire him a coordinator and actually be the general manager of this team and be the coach of this, of everybody. That's what I'm thinking.
Probably so. It's a lot to handle, and the dynamics of Auburn has always been different. So he's got his hands full. But I would suggest next year you need to at least be competing for a bowl game. And it's better be quick. And that may not be good enough for Auburn. Who knows?
It's not going to be good enough for Auburn. It's not going to be good enough for Auburn. I'm looking at this kid and KaMario Taylor. I think both of these kids could land at a Mizzou or a Texas A&M. Because both of those schools are doing pretty good right now. And I know KaMario has Mizzou and Texas A&M, but I just don't see Deuce Knight staying there if Auburn don't win another football game. I don't see him staying there.
Yeah, man, we got to wait and see how that plays out.
Yeah, definitely, man. And we can talk about. We're talking about these 2 or 3 kids and their decisions to make in the upcoming month and a half, which weighs a lot on a kid. But there's a lot of kids out there right now that's waiting on schools because of what the SEC has just put out. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the SEC mandated 85 scholarships and 20 walk-ons. Now, we all know it was supposed to be 105, but I think that's still in court. But the SEC, so you know what? For this year, we're going to go ahead and go back to the 85 and 20, where other conferences are still saying, hey, we're going after 105. So what that's going to do for our kids in this state and in surrounding states, that a kid thinks he has a full offer to Ole Miss, Mississippi State, that's going to turn into a walk-on next month. Because they're losing 20 scholarships that they thought they had. So parents, listen closely. You better start talking to your recruiter, because I know there are some kids out there that were borderline kids, and that's going to be a different deal here in about a month.
Yeah, because the portal will be open.
The portal will be open, dude. It's gonna affect the JUCO guys. I had a talk with a parent today. His kid top 25 in JUCO. Tell me how many Power 4 offers he has.
1.
0.
Woo.
She fired all day. 20 of them, 25 of them. No Power 4s.
It's a new day and age.
It's a new day and age. It used to be, well, I'm just, he just going to a JUCO. I'm telling you, some parents, you better take that JUCO offer and say, okay, I'm going to stay a semester and try to get out of there and go somewhere else. But I'm telling you, parents, right now, unless it's a situation where you just don't want your kid, do not turn down a FCS scholarship for a JUCO scholarship. You better not do it. That's I'm telling you. Right, hey, look, back in the day, that's what they told the kids. Oh, you can come here and leave here in 2 years and go to the SEC. There's that. I think I looked at it the other day. I think that percentage has dropped 64%. Man, do you know how much that is? Do you know how much that is, bro? That's a lot. That's a lot. Buddy Stevens is not getting the kids that he was getting at EMCC. He ain't getting them kids.
He ain't getting kids don't have to wait a year to transfer anymore.
Not only that, you don't have the ACT no more. So guess what? Kids don't have to stay in junior college for 2 years like they did. Because I want to say 85% of kids qualify now. So it's a semester and I'm gone. So if your kid is looking at a Central Arkansas compared to a community college, they don't call nobody's name because I don't want nobody saying, this said don't go here. No, you better take that Central Arkansas gig, bro. And hopefully in a year and a half, 2 years, your son balling out. And then if he wants to try to make that jump, he can. But I'm telling you, parents, right now, it's dangerous. You better camp. You better spend your coins wisely on taking your kids to camp, going to different other places.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So that's just what we are. You don't do that. You got a kid right now that's at Arkansas Pine Bluff. He's a receiver. He's leading the whole conference, right? I already know. I've been talking to some people. He's out. He's UT out, and he's gonna make great money because he went to Pine Bluff and balled out.
And that's not a JUCO.
That's
That's
not
a
a JUCO.
FCS school.
That's a FCS HBCU. So it's a lot of different options out there, parents. You have to be wise about what's going on in this college world because it's dirty, it's nasty, and it's treacherous. So you better get some advice from some people who's been there. You know, I mean, it's just like a mega camp. Man, how do you miss a mega camp? If that mega camp is close enough for you to get to, you better have your ass there. Because they're going to be JUCOs, they're going to be FCS, they're going to be P4s, they're going to be G5, they're going to be NI, they're going to be D2s, they're going to be all type of coaches. Stop going to these big time colleges when you know your kid is not of that potential. You got
That's a tough one.
and I'm trying to talk some sense into some of these parents, but they hard headed. But they're gonna call me in a couple of weeks, and guess what? I'm gonna answer your call. Then guess what? I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna say, well, you should have called. No, I'm gonna do what I can to help you, regardless, because some people just don't know. But some of y'all that I know that know better. All right. Well, I understand. I know it. Yeah, that's right. Well, some of them coaches, they don't do nothing. Yeah, I understand. I understand where you come from. Yeah, he's a good player. That's gonna be my conversation.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got the first round of the playoffs tomorrow. You know, we about to really get to it. Hey,
who y'all got? Who y'all got?
We got DeSoto Central.
Oh man, that's an easy win, bro.
In the jungle.
That's an easy win, man. Come on, bro.
Ain't no such thing as an easy win.
I understand that.
But ain't no such thing as easy.
Have you gotten the news from Tupelo? Do you know what just happened today at Tupelo?
No, what happened up there?
Braylon Williams just became eligible.
Huh?
That's right. Talk to me now. Hey,
I'm confused.
Oh, he one of the best athletes in the state, bro.
So first round of the playoffs, he's eligible.
He's eligible.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
That's some of that golden wave magic, man.
Yeah, I see.
Hey, he's a difference maker, bro. He's another JJ. He's another JJ Hill. He's just an athlete. He can play quarterback, receiver, defensive back, homeboy. He can play it all. He will probably be their starting quarterback next year he has offers. And I say, he's played on our 7-on-7 team for the last couple of years. And 1 year, when he was the quarterback on that, maybe 15U, man, I want to say them boys went 21-3. He can sling it, bro. But he won't be playing quarterback at Tupelo Friday. He will be in that defensive back. He'll be in that secondary and probably punt return, I'm guessing, and defensive back or whatever. He's an athlete, and you can put him anywhere. And he can take it to the house at any time. So that's a kid that nobody's seen in the state at the 7A level. And he's been sitting back playing a little bit of JV, waiting his turn. Somehow, they got him eligible. And I'm happy for him. But I know it's going to be a lot of other coaches in 7A. They ain't pleased with that because I've never heard of a kid getting eligible at the end of the year. Now, that's just from my sources. My sources tell me I got pretty good sources.
It is what it is. Whatever happens for the young man, if he's eligible, congratulations and ball out. We get the opportunity to play, it's playoff time, ball out, young man. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about, man. That's what I want to talk to the parents about, just like that kid's situation, him coming over from Nelton, Nelton getting a new coach. They made a move. The coaches at Nelton, they raised Cain about, him and some more kids moving. And what was crazy to me is the guy that was on the Booster Club. He was over the Booster Club. His son ended up going to Tupelo also, but he was eligible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know the dynamics behind all that. I'm not gonna sit up here and say, well, Marcus, you don't know what you're talking about, because I don't. But I'm saying this: there was a lot of kids left Nelson High School and went to other high schools. Don't know, I don't know what the reason was or anything like that. But I can say this: this young man is a difference maker. And that's one reason why he's at Tupelo. And I think Mississippi ought to do like Florida. Florida say they don't care where you live. You want to go to school there, you can get there, go. We're so how can I, what's a word for it? Help me out. We're so old school that Mississippi High School Association is behind. They're behind when it comes to a lot of things when it comes to high school sports. I think is Georgia doing the instant replay?
Yeah, they do instant replay in playoffs.
Yeah. So I mean, we got so many things in Mississippi, and I know a lot of it's financial. I understand that it's financial, but every team making the playoffs in these districts and going and in the state getting all the money for the playoff game, bruh, they making way more money than they used to make. So I think somebody ought to look at that. They ought to be responsible for the instant replay. I think they in the playoffs.
Yeah, especially
making the
I
money
mean, these schools not got jumbotron, so it's there.
Yeah. Like you don't have it in a small 1A schools, but I would say definitely in the state championship when you're playing at, I don't know where it's going to be played at. Where's that game? Is it Southern Miss?
Yeah, they having it at Southern Miss.
Yeah, Southern Miss. They can do it there. They can do it there. Just got on the ticket, Grambling and Alabama A&M, 17-17 in the third quarter. That's a SWAC game on tonight. And you got Commanders trailing the Eagles. Jalen Hurts. But yeah, man, me and you got to do a show on recruiting and just getting out talking to some of the guys. We need to bring your guy on from over there in Georgia and bring a couple of Paris on him, man. We're going to talk about this thing. We're going to talk about the ins and out, the stress, what camps, that they feel like was successful for them to go to. Man, we're gonna open up the book, on what it takes to get your child out. We're gonna do that. And like I said, we got a lot of talent, man. The three kids we just talked about, Caleb Cunningham, KaMario Taylor, Deuce Knight, man, they are some of the, I want to say, they're some of the top kids in the country. Not just in
Yes,
this
sir.
area. Not just in this area. So parents, I'm telling you, you got to make the right choices. And guess what? When I say that, I'm not saying you're making the wrong choices, but you gotta look at everything. You gotta invest a little to get a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I look at it. We're looking at some stuff that's going to unfold here in the next couple of weeks. With KaMario Taylor, man, who knows? This kid wasn't on that type of radar last year. Man, I don't think he has, but I bet you I don't think he has over 12 offers. But I think that's going to jump up after this Georgia offer.
Yeah.
I think that's going to jump. And I want to see our kids. I want to see our kids get that opportunity, man, to go to that next level. But I don't want them to miss out thinking that, hey, if I go here, I'm stuck. You better take what's in front of you. The longer you wait, the less chance you're going to get that opportunity to play. If you already have offers and you're trying to wait till that last minute, and you done messed up to try to commit to a school.
Right.
You done jacked everything up. But what game you looking at this week, man, in college football? You think it'll be worthwhile? Check it out.
Definitely Tennessee and Georgia.
Oh, it's gonna be
and I'm gonna have my eye on some SWAC competition with Jackson State and Alabama State.
Oh yeah.
Even the corn going over to Prairie View. I'm gonna keep an eye on those guys.
Well, that Jackson State and Alabama State is for the East, in my opinion. In my opinion, it is. Because I mean, if Jackson State win this one, hey, they in the SWAC championship. They got to beat us now. But we're not in the same division. But right now, technically, that game means a lot. A game means a lot. And of course, the Tennessee game. Do you think Tennessee? Well, number one, is their quarterback gonna play?
He's still questionable, but I don't think Tennessee is capable of beating Georgia down in Athens after coming off a loss.
No,
that's a large order. That's a large order.
Hey, they gonna hold Tennessee up like this.
Yeah,
they gonna spank that.
Take it out on them guys.
They gonna spank that high part that my granddaddy was saying.
You don't take it out on them. I don't see it.
Man, look here. I feel sorry for them volunteers. Somebody gonna have to volunteer to take them to the hospital. They're gonna be the ops when they get down there for sure. And the young kids, they're gonna take care of the ops. So yeah, man, that's gonna. Hey, look, I don't know what the money line is on that one, but if you're a betting person, I take Georgia, man, for sure.
And I'm gonna tell you, Texas at Arkansas, that's upset alert.
Man, I don't know. I think Texas will win that game, but I think the game coming up in a couple weeks, the Texas A&M game is gonna be the game to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's gonna be the game to watch. I think because of they hadn't played in a while, and Texas is we're the only team in Texas, and Texas A&M has always been kind of like the stepchild, you know. And Texas A&M got a pretty good football team.
Yeah, they do.
They got a pretty good football team. So if Texas don't watch out, that could be an upset. So there's a lot of things going on, man. My Oklahoma Sooners, man. We 5-5, looking for an OC, and get one of the names that popped up that might just be looking at, and he had a nice little stint right here in Mississippi, and that Dan Mullen as an OC.
Uh-oh. You've been calling Dan Mullen name out a whole lot.
Well, here's the thing. OU needs a proven guy. They got talent, bit by the bug, the injury bug. You talking about a guy who coached Alex Smith, Tebow, Cam Newton, and Dak Prescott. So you talking about a guy who knows how to develop quarterbacks. You know how you got a guy that had made chicken salad out of chicken, and to get a top 10 class that comes through, Oklahoma. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, he can do a lot with that. Not saying he's gonna get the job. Not saying he's gonna get the job at all. But somebody said Deion Sanders. Oh man, heck no. Deion Sanders ain't. We ain't trying to hear that. But they are having a banner year at Colorado. I got to give him that. And I'm gonna give Deion. I've been very critical.
Critical.
I've been very critical.
Critical.
Deion coaching, career. But I'm gonna say this. This is something I had to realize, and I am one to. When I realize I'm wrong about something, I'm gonna talk about it. And I did not realize how hard it was for ex-NFL players to get coaching jobs. I didn't realize that, bro. Until some guys I know have finished up their careers and can't get a GA job. Played 6, 7, 8 years in the league and can't get a GA job. So, my thing, as a high school coach, for a few years, I'm like, I kind of felt what some of the coaches were saying, you use your gold jacket to get the coaching job. And he didn't come up through the ranks and all that kind of stuff. And, I understand it. I get it. But at the
Who
same
didn't come up through the ranks?
Deion didn't come up through the college coaching ranks.
Well, Deion came. He created his own path.
He did. And I'm one to. At first, I didn't understand. Now, I never ever bought in the deal that I'm gonna be at Jackson State forever. I ain't never buying that bullshit. No, I ain't buying that. But what I'm saying is this: that there's not a lot of opportunity for former NFL guys to get into coaching after they're done. And I'm hearing it more and more and more and more. And now I'm realizing it. So I'm kind of glad Deion did what he did for the simple fact. Maybe some of these ADs can realize it can be done. But as in, buying the whole Jackson State, I'm going to be here forever. Man, ain't no about that. I'm not buying in. He's going to be at Colorado for the next 10 years. If he gets Julian Lewis, I think he'll be there for the next 3 years. Maybe 3 years, maybe longer. I don't know. But he's done a phenomenal job. He did it his way. And, I'm going to have to give a brother his flowers, being critical. All the time I say, this, man, look, when it's working, it's working. And I can't say anything bad against it. That works for him. And he knows what place he can go and do that. That's one thing that I can say. he chose the right two places. Because he couldn't have done that at Alabama. I don't think Alabama would have gave him a chance. But he couldn't have done it at Alabama, and he couldn't have done it at Florida State because they were not going to let him do it his way.
Nobody wanted to give him a chance. And Colorado was at the right time. Everything was already, it was a turnkey situation. Yeah. They had facilities. That a winning program. A winning program that's been dormant. And then he stepped in, learning on the job now. He's learning on the job, but to go from one game to 4 and to go where they are now, you could arguably say coach of the year.
Oh, so, yeah. Right now, it would be between him and Dan Lanning. I'm going to be honest with you.
I would even throw Lane Kiffin's name in the mix now.
Nah, he got 2 losses.
Yeah,
but what Lane Kiffin, I mean, you're supposed to win with the talent he got, bro. He wasn't supposed to lose those games. He lost.
Again, 4 plays from probably being undefeated.
I understand that, but I'm just talking about the uphill climb in 2 years what Deion has done and what Dan Lanning has done coming to a new conference, and both of them coming to a new conference. Not taking anything from Lane Kiffin, but I think you had a three-way race. Yeah, he'd probably be in there, but I can't. And you can't rule out what Deion and Dan has done with those prospective programs, in my opinion. So, hey, it's college football. It's a new era, man. It's a new era. But, like I said, man, we know you got to get out of here. Y'all got an important game tomorrow. Y'all down in the jungle. But, hey, look, man, good luck to the Jags and your son and all the rest of them. And you're going to get ready to get out of here, guys. Hey, if you're listening to me right now, hit that like button before you get out of here. Subscribe. Peace.